Hello, Gunner Nations. Today we are going to talk in three subjects. First, we have to talk about the Arteta press conference before Aston Villa game. And second subject, we're going to talk about Champions League draw and what are chances of Arsenal. And third one, we're going to talk about second round fixtures and our game with Aston Villa. Stay with me till end of the video and we will talk about all these subjects.
This is Gunner Nation, home of the champions.
First, we are going to talk about what Arteta said in his press conference pre-Aston Villa game and how Arsenal is ready and the main points he mentioned in his press conference. So Arteta major points or most critical points he talked about in this before Aston Villa match is as follows. First of all, we have a new signing which is still or yet to perform. It's Ezri Konsa. He said he is fully available, no hesitation about playing him versus his former club Aston Villa. Arteta confirmed Konsa has trained really well and is 100% available for selection. He dismissed any concern about throwing him straight into a match against Aston Villa, saying Konsa's personality and professionalism make it a non-issue. And then he talked about Bruno Guimarães. As you know, Bruno Guimarães has a little bit injury after our first Community Shield game. Bruno has been managed training load due to a groin problem. Arteta said he is potentially available depending on how he responds before Monday. A third major point, he talked about Gabriel Jesus missing from training, described only as a personal situation. Jesus did not train with the group, and Arteta attributed it to personal situations and squad management. When asked if this meant he was leaving, Arteta said, "I think it's clear. This is the most ambiguous and tense moment of the pressure." And he also talked about Gabriel Martinelli left training early. Also, he said it's a personal situation. Martinelli left the session ahead of others. Arteta again called it a personal situation, adding that the club loves Gabi and any decision will be mutual. He admitted these conversations are tough but necessary. I love Martinelli. I wish he stayed, but again, wish him good luck wherever he goes, and if he stays, it's fine. And we will say, we support you, Martinelli, wherever you go and whatever you decide. Arteta also shuts down all Julian Alvarez questions when asked about Alvarez, or Spanish reports claiming he didn't answer Arsenal call. Arteta said, "Don't go there." He refused to comment. As we know, like Arteta, he's very cautious about talking about players that are not in our team. Also, he didn't do any update on Ethan Nwaneri. Arteta said there is no news at all regarding Nwaneri's future. And he talked about our injury. We have few members, as you know, like Timber is still injured and Saliba. So he said about Timber progressing really well. Load increase this week, may increase again next week. William Saliba return will take a while, currently on a conservative rehabilitation program. As we know, Saliba had back problems. The good news, he doesn't need any surgery so far, but his recovery will take some time, and hopefully Konsa and Mosquera will do their job until he comes back. He's been asked about Unai Emery despite the 4-0 Villa loss. Arteta called Emery one of the most experienced and successful managers in the league. He dismissed Villa heavy defeat as just one game and expect them to bounce back. Arteta says this is Arsenal's best squad right now. He believes the current squad is the best they could have at this moment, but expect it to be even better in a month as the players improve. He emphasizes clarity in how Arsenal want to play and the need to prove they belong at the top. And now we're going to talk about our chances in UCL. As you know, today there was a Champions League draw, and on the screen is our group, or not our group, games we're going to play. We're going to play 4 games home and 4 games away. We have Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Lille, Sabah. I don't know where that club is from, but in a minute we will talk about it. FC Bayern Munich, Real Betis, Napoli, and Slavia Prague. They will be away games. Let's talk about our chances and what are each team's strength and weakness and how Arsenal should approach. We have to play Real Madrid. The good news is it's a home game. As you know, strength of Real, they have lethal transition speed, elite individual match winners Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Bellingham, and unmatched European pedigree in high leverage moments. Weakness, occasional defensive disorganization when pressed aggressively. Fullbacks can leave large pockets of space when pushing high. Arsenal should suffocate their build-up with high structural pressing, cut off passing lanes into central half spaces, and avoid committing both fullbacks forward simultaneously to protect against direct counter-attacks. My prediction, Arsenal will win this game and the Emirates crowd will be happy. Second game, we're going to play Borussia Dortmund. As you know, like Borussia Dortmund's strength, they are rapid wide counters, vertical directness, and dangerous set-piece delivery. Weakness, vulnerable in transition defense and tendency to concede high-quality chances against patient possession dominant sides. Arsenal should control the tempo, pin Dortmund in their defensive third, and exploit overloads on the wings via Saka and Odegaard. My prediction on this game, Arsenal will win the game. We're gonna face also Lille. Their strength, discipline, mid-block structure, quick dynamic wingers, and physical resilience in duel-heavy matches. Weakness, struggle to create consistent chances against elite low mid-blocks, can be caught out by quick diagonal switches. Arsenal should move the ball with high tempo to stretch their compact shape, utilize set-piece routines, and dominate second ball recoveries. Again, my prediction, Arsenal will win this game. And last team we're going to face in our Emirates Stadium will be Sabah FC. They have deep defensive commitment, stubborn low block, and high energy from underdog mindset. Weakness, significant technical and physical gap at the UCL level, easily overwhelmed by sustained high pressing. Arsenal should do high press from the opening whistle, rotate key players where needed, and score early to open up the match. Again, I will predict Arsenal win the game. Now we're going to talk about 4 away games. We're going to face FC Bayern Munich at Allianz Arena. We faced them last year, and it was at Emirates Stadium. We beat them 3-1. They are world-class, finishing through Harry Kane, devastating wide pace and intense home pressure at the Allianz Arena. Can be vulnerable behind a high defensive line against sharp, direct ball carriers. Arsenal should maintain compact central lines, double up on wide threats, and target the space behind Bayern backline on quick turnovers. I would predict this game to be draw. Maybe we can win if we keep our solid defense together. Real Betis. Their strength, technical midfield possession, clever combination play in tight spaces, and a hostile home atmosphere in Sevilla. Their weakness is susceptible to physical pressing and lacks the pressure recovery pace to handle elite athletic wingers. I don't think we have any left except Madueke now because Martinelli left, and Zolis is not fast as Martinelli. So we have to utilize other wingers as needed. My prediction is Arsenal will win, but it will be a close win. Our third team, we're going to play Napoli instead of Diego Armando Maradona. Napoli's strength, intensely drilled tactical organization, aggressive counter-pressing, and ferocious home crowd momentum. Their weakness is susceptible to sustained aerial pressure and set-piece overloads. Struggles when forced into a slow, low-tempo build-up. Arsenal should neutralize the hostile early momentum, command the physical duels in central midfield, and weaponize a dead ball situation. And again, my prediction, we're gonna beat Napoli, but it will be like 1 or 2 goal difference. Last game will be Slavia Prague. Our strength will be relentless physical work rate, direct crossing game, and high intensity man-to-man pressing at home. Technical deficiencies under sustained pressure and a tendency to concede fouls in dangerous crossing areas. How Arsenal should approach this game is absorb early high energy pressing, bypass their lines with incisive vertical passing, and punish their aggressive defensive line. My prediction, Arsenal will win this game. So basically we are I predicted like 7 wins and 1 tie. Could be 8 wins again, and but it won't be easy wins, or could be 6. So minimum Arsenal will have 18 points to 22 points. Now let's go to our third line off. We're gonna talk about Premier League fixtures round 2 and our game against Aston Villa and my prediction for this game. Sorry, this video it's long a little bit. Just stay and watch and tell me what are your prediction for Champions League, how many points Arsenal will be able to collect. Now let's talk about Premier League. I'm not going to talk about all games. I'll just give my prediction for all games to keep it short. Crystal Palace will face Manchester City. and I will predict Manchester City will win. Liverpool against Nottingham Forest. Again, Liverpool will win. Bournemouth versus Everton. This is a hard one, but I think Everton will win this game. Coventry City versus Hull City. Hull City to win this game. Tottenham versus Newcastle. So this one, it's a tight one. I think Newcastle, if they keep their midfield angel and clinical finishing, they might win this game. So I'll be winning for Newcastle. Chelsea Brighton. I will predict a tie for this game. Leeds United versus Brentford. Brentford to win. Sunderland versus Fulham. Fulham to win. And then Manchester United versus Ipswich Town. Manchester United to win. And last game will be on Monday. It's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Aston Villa's strength in wide attacking areas, but their defensive shape completely collapsed against Brighton, as you remember. Arsenal possess elite defensive stability and fluid attacking rotation, dominant in their 3-0 opening win. So I would predict Arsenal will win this game, but it won't be an easy one. It depends if we start pressing from the beginning, and if we score early goals, it might open the game and we could win 3-3. If not, it will be very hard. As you remember, we lost against Aston Villa 2 seasons ago. It's not easy always, but Arsenal, it's even stronger now, more stable team and have more stability, and even we have the injuries in our defensive line, but they still are favorable. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like and leave comments, and see you in another video.